Hey everyone, I'm Taluka from Markers and Minions, where I strive to help teachers feel more effective and confident by providing them with high quality resources and a supportive teacher community. If you're new to my page, don't forget to hit the like button and follow my page to get notified anytime that I go live. And if you are returning, hit the heart button so that I know that you are here with me today. So before I jump into today's topic, I want to let you know that I'm super excited to be launching an online course dedicated to teaching all of my tips and tricks for Benchmark Advance. It will be launching in May, still currently recording it, but it will be ready pretty soon, and I'll be teaching you efficient planning strategies, how to make your units more accessible through means of scaffolding, and how to make your units more engaging for your students. So if you'd like to be notified in May when the course officially goes live, you can join my waitlist, and I have the sign up for the waitlist in the caption of this video. And course enrollment will be open for 1 week. I only keep it open for a week because after that week is up, I want to be able to have that one-on-one time with my members for about 6 weeks following the course launch. So yes, the sign up link is in the caption of this video. So today I want to talk about Benchmark Advanced small groups in a socially distanced classroom. Over the years, we've been talking about different ways that you can structure your Benchmark Advanced small groups, and I've shared in the past that I really like it when my students actually travel to a center and work with what I call teams on their task for the day. And I realize that that's not an option anymore right now. So I decided to talk about how there are alternatives. And I know that it is sort of a little bit of a misunderstanding that you have to have kids like moving to centers. Just the word centers, it's like, oh, it's a space in the classroom. But in reality, even before all of this happened, there are plenty of teachers who prefer that their students don't travel the room and in fact just stay where they are seated. And that's perfectly okay too. Obviously, some of the drawbacks of traveling to a room is you're losing time, minutes, your kids are getting distracted, they're off topic, it's kind of hard to get settled sometimes. There are a lot more procedures to teach when you are having students travel the room. So I think I would argue that it is a little bit easier now if you have them just sitting at their own desks. Um, so remember, you have two goals with your center time, or Benchmark calls it workstations, you can call it Daily Five, whatever you want. The two goals are that students have time to practice what you're teaching them, what they're learning, and then also you have kind of like alone time with your guided reading group. So your students, your other students in the classroom are, I don't want to say busy work because they are working on skills and strategies that you're teaching them, but they're engaged, right? And they're able to complete it independently so that they're not coming up to you the entire time, and you've got that opportunity to work with your small guided reading group. So I'll show you how I would structure their center materials so that they're not actually having to travel to a different room and rely on, for example, like the focus wall over in that part of the room, or prepped materials over at that desk. So in the past, I've actually had it so that the students are using a folder anyway, and then they just clip it to a clipboard, and then they travel with this around the room. And then that way because I had different areas where they would just sit on the carpet and not really necessarily have a desk, so they'd use their clipboard. I don't think it's totally necessary anymore. I think you just need a folder. And so here's what I would put in the folder for the students to pull out during their center time. Their texts for close reading. So if they're grades 2 and up, they'll have their own little student magazine. Okay. Within the text, I would have you store the bookmark or any other text-dependent questions that come with the program. If you like to print off the ones that Benchmark provides, I would have them keep it and in their text for close reading and actually use it as a bookmark. And then all of their independent center work. So in my case, I went through all of my binder of benchmark materials and shortened it, like what realistically would I be giving my students in a week's time, so that I only have to change this out once a week, give them new materials once a week, or even like once every 3 weeks for a new unit. I would have their pamphlet, for spelling and grammar, or the printable pages from Benchmark for spelling and grammar and vocabulary practice. I would have the writing booklet, which I use, or any sort of writing graphic organizers that you have to go along with your Benchmark lessons, because you're going to be starting. And by the way, this is pretty much totally done independently. The writing resources that, mine or the ones that come with the program, you kind of start during your whole group lesson and then they finish independently in their workstation in their center. So I would have this be something that they can pull out during your whole group lesson and then pull out again once they're working independently. Same with your close reading materials. So I have the close reading companions. In Benchmark, they have the graphic organizers that look like little tables, okay? So you would start the lesson, you do the guided practice during whole group time, and then have students pull out their materials and continue in their small group time. Eventually, that's a little bit harder. I think by now, kids can work on that independently for the most part. And then the miscellaneous resources that I don't talk about as often, but this is kind of a reminder for anybody who might have these. You can totally pull out your high frequency word practice, kinder and first grade teachers. This is great. This is super easy to just print off and have in their folder. Obviously, you'd print off the words for the week. This is just one of them. But this is really easy to staple together, make a little packet, and pop into a folder. Not as fun as going over to a high frequency word desk and working with a partner and whatever, but still effective. Same with any of the hands-on word work. These are pages that I have designed for first through third, I want to say. So if you have these, don't forget about these guys. These are perfect for right now during center time. This is from first grade, the roll-a-word. And then the word riddles, this is my favorite one for the second and third grade one. This is great to put as an independent practice, and then you can go over it at the end of the week. If they get to it, great. If they don't, whatevs. And then I also thought of the people that have the plan for me, the anchor chart. Or if you're creating your own unit anchor chart, probably digital anyway, right? Print off a copy of it and then take out some pieces of it so that students have to go in and fill out information. So this is another, I guess, topically aligned activity that you can stick in there that kids can hopefully complete on their own during that time. So it's not ideal right now for those of us, myself included, that love to have kids actually moving around and collaborating and working together, but it's not impossible. You can still get these centers done, especially as we are moving more into like the hybrid style, and we want to be able to do it safely, obviously, still. So you can feel flexible in the way that you structure it. Really, your goal is to have meaningful practice for them so that you can get that time with your guided reading group, and that's basically it. It doesn't need to be complex or complicated or anything like that. I hope this was helpful, and remember, I'll be going live next Sunday for another short video, and if you'd like to join the waitlist for the Benchmark Advanced course, it applies to all editions of Benchmark, by the way, then the waitlist sign up is in the caption of this video. Happy Sunday, everybody.